What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Rule of Two with Mark and myself. Today is a very, very exciting episode where we have absolutely nothing to talk about. So we figured we're just gonna chat with you guys, shoot the shit, have fun, no pressure, pretty much like every other stream. But yeah, Mark, what's going on? How's your day?
What up? What up, man? I've had a busy day. I worked all day. I actually get, uh, out of the house and been going to the studio and trying to set some stuff up. That's pretty exciting. But yeah, I had a good work day. I had a full work day
That's
today.
good. And back to normal, slowly.
Not quite back to normal, man, because like all day long I'm like wearing the mask and and like it gets after you,
Yeah.
like it gets, breathing in that mask for 6 7 hours in a day with the heat.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. It's a real sacrifice to be
I
outside.
bet.
You know, So anyway, what are you gonna
They
do?
kind of know what Vader feels like in the mask.
Right, right.
So chat, what's going on? I mean, there's really nothing to talk about. There's like no news. It's like the most dead period, really. All we have to talk about is that TikTok video that went viral about some dude rearranging the Star Wars titles that everyone's talking about.
You
Which,
wanna
yeah,
do you wanna watch it?
no, I made a video on it.
No.
I'm editing it right now. It's
Okay.
almost done. Hopefully it'll
No,
shed some
cool.
light on why George Lucas named those titles what they are today, which will be out tomorrow for you guys. Um, yeah, that's that's what we got going on. Um,
Yeah, I thought the video was kind of funny,
yeah, it's
but
funny.
then I kind of lost interest. Like Revenge of the Sith, calling it Attack of the Clones didn't wasn't really something
Yeah,
that that made me say, "Oh, aha,"
yeah, it made me that
Like no,
that lost me right there.
to me, to me, Revenge of the Sith is a perfect title for that movie.
Well,
I
Attack
mean,
of the Clones. It's like yeah, Attack of the Clones should really really be Revenge of the. Anyways, you guys will see tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, it's the weirdest stuff goes viral. Strange. Oh well. TikTok's being banned. Well, I don't, yeah, maybe. I don't know about it.
I've heard that. I've heard that. I don't know if that's actually true, but I've heard that.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see.
Do you think they'll ban TikTok?
Well, Microsoft's in talks to buy it right now, so
Yeah.
they have the money.
Where else are you gonna do all your dance challenges and stuff,
Exactly,
man?
right?
If you don't have
It's not like we
TikTok,
have Instagram or anything.
Yeah.
I had watched your Rule of Two from 2 weeks ago, and I seen you talking about who you want to direct a Star Wars movie. But how would you feel about the Russo brothers? Yeah, I think the Russo brothers would do a fine job. It really comes down
I
to
think
how well
so too.
they know Star Wars, so they'd need someone behind them that really understands it. But they've proven themselves with Marvel, so. But that's it's two different worlds. What do you think, Mark?
I think the Russo brothers will do a good job.
Yeah,
I really do. I like the Russo brothers vibe. I think they do a good job. They're not my top pick,
yeah,
but I think they do a good job.
yeah, yeah. They'd be alright. I'm kind of weary of Kevin Feige taking over Star Wars because I don't really know like how much does it. Star Wars is so interesting because it's like you could be the best producer or the best president of a company or whatever, know how to run a company, but it's like if you don't know the story of Star Wars the way George knew it, I don't care. You know, it's like you're not gonna get it.
Right.
Vanya says 10 out of 10 video topic. Thanks, man. Yeah, we're trying here. Hey, my guy, what about Disney's quarterly tomorrow? Is that tomorrow? Mark, you would know more about that.
What does that mean?
Their quarter, where they
Oh,
do the
they're
shareholder thing.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I bet you they're gonna talk. Why? Because sometimes they'll make announcements on that and stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe new movies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll see. Hey, my guy, what
that's
about?
cool.
Okay, so here's something to mention again. Happy 4 years. Oh, thanks, Charlie. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's 4 years on the channel. On the 31st of July, so we passed it. Lewis says talk about Ray Park. Look, yeah, I don't want to talk about Ray Park yet until official info is out there. I have my own consensus about it. So does Mark, but you know what? We're just gonna stay out of it until something is official, and then for sure we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, once we know what the facts are.
Yeah. So, but like I said, we have our own general idea of what's going on, and yeah, I'd love to comment on it once things are more official from Lucasfilm and Disney. If they had a KOTOR saga, do you think people would end up getting more into being Sith or Jedi, like how everyone has their own Hogwarts house? Yeah, absolutely. I think that's definitely a route they need to take. Mark Theory, you seen Doomcock's new video on Disney's three possible options? Also, what do you think about Ahsoka backstory for Mando? I think the Ahsoka backstory in the Mando would be really cool to see. I'd love to see her take Baby Yoda and retrain him. As for Doomcock's newest video, I don't watch his stuff religiously like that. It just will pop up randomly, and I'll watch for a few minutes, and that'll be it. As Mark has said in the past, Mark, would you say like some of the stuff is valid?
I don't know if some of the stuff is valid, but he has, I think, broken a few stories in the past. Like, I'm not even sure about this, but I think he was the one that did the original leaks of Kylo holding the blue lightsaber. But I don't even know if that's true or not, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, I don't know. I don't watch his channel enough to know, but when it does pop up, I do click sometimes and I do watch a few minutes. And the few minutes is entertaining, but then it's like 10 minutes of the same thing and I just kind of lose interest. And I'm like, well, it's like the WWE of YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think he's got a cool vibe going with the mask and all that stuff. And I'm not, like anti Doomcock or anything, but ultimately it's just rumors, and like
Yeah.
it's easy to be in the business of rumors because you don't really care if you're right or wrong. And even if you're right one time out of 20, you can hang your hat on that and make yourself feel pretty good about it. You know, um, I'm more in the business of legitimate journalism to at least we try to be in that business. And in that business, you have to at least try to stand behind what you publish as truth.
Right.
Um, but you know, I don't think Doomcock's got those kind of uh, standards.
Yeah. But he's doing great for himself. So, I mean, hey,
I think he's doing great. His channel's a lot of fun. It's
it
entertaining,
is, yeah.
and we all have those rumors. Like we all have those rumors flying around in our head. Like I have a million Star Wars rumors in my head. Some of them that are actually even a little bit, you know, um,
Legit.
semi sourced, but you can't really talk about that stuff without knowing whether it's a fact or not because you don't want to you don't want to spread lies,
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. And that's why I sigh and roll my eyes at that question, is because I always get asked about what I think about Doomcock. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like, look, I got nothing against Mike Zero, but what's the difference? The one's wearing a mask with a voice changer, and then the other one's not. Like, I mean, they both.
They might even be the same
Yeah, maybe,
person.
dude. Maybe they're the same person. Like, I don't know. Like, that's a cool theory on itself. That's pretty dope, actually. I like Mike Zero. He's a nice guy. He was always nice to me. But as for his content, I don't know where he gets his sources. I don't know what the deal is. But the same thing with Doomcock. It's like I don't know, man. It's just a dude who says take everything with a grain of salt. Like, I don't know. As for George Lucas coming
He's
back, I
right.
mean that'd be great. But I think he's done. I think he's finished.
So today I was talking with somebody who I know for a fact knows George Lucas, has worked with George Lucas, is in George Lucas's circle, and he and I were chatting, and he asked me if I knew anything about George Lucas coming back to Star Wars and if those rumors were true. Now, the fact that he asked me about it leads me to believe that he didn't hear it from anybody other than like the news, so
Right.
he didn't hear it from George or
Yeah.
anything. But the fact that he brought it up to me today was a little bit like, what? Did you just really bring that up to me today? And you can ask my buddy Dennis Zen that was there with me. I said, do you know something that I don't? Do you want to give me a leak? And then he said, oh, no, 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 I don't know anything. I was just asking. So maybe there's something
Oh
to it,
shit. Okay.
but I have no idea. I
Dude,
have no
maybe
idea.
Doomcock is our Lord and Savior after all.
I think. Look, I think George is not coming back. I think George is retired, doing cool stuff with his family.
Yeah.
You know, living the life. I don't think he's coming back to a full time Star Wars role. That's my opinion. That's complete opinion.
I'd love it if he did. Everyone knows that there's no one that would be happier than me and Mark if George came back. But yeah, I think he's doing bigger things now. I don't know about bigger things, but he's making that $4 billion museum in L.A.
Right.
that looks like
Right. Oh,
Padme's
that's right. He
ship.
is doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't think he's coming back. I don't think he's coming
it'd be
back.
cool if he does. We'll see. Hey, I guess we'll see. Okay. Wow, you guys sent a lot of messages here. Okay, so did you know the Titanic was sunk not because of an iceberg, but because the World War II Japanese Imperial Navy rammed it with an aircraft carrier submarine and invaded it with Japanese Marines, and Bonsai charged everyone on board? Oh,
I did. I did not know
did
that.
not know that. Mando Season 2 trailer dropping this month. Excited. Maybe it'll drop tomorrow. That'd be cool. Should a lightsaber tennis video be created? Yeah. Okay. Sending good vibes from Arizona. Love the show. Thank you, man. AZ is Arizona, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know my United States accent. I'd be happy if Disney said the prequels never existed. Canon? What? Forget time travel or multiple universe crap. Just wash your hands and be done. Start over. I'd be happy if Disney said the prequels never existed. Canon? The prequels? It's treason then, dude. The Price is Right review says Star Wars nerds. What up? Since this is a Rule of Two stream, I have a curious question. Who would be perfect to play Darth Bane if they told his story? Oh, we talked about
We
this already. Yeah. Um,
yeah, we've been through that.
Dave Batista would be good.
Put it yeah,
Or Tom
Batista. We
Hardy,
had
you
a
said.
bunch of
Yeah.
people. Yeah, Tom Hardy was my choice. That's
Yeah.
right. Tom Hardy.
Release the Lucas cut. That's a topic story if I missed some stuff. Oh, like the 4 hour Revenge of the Sith? Yeah, dude, I bet you it's like 20 hours with all the extra footage and stuff he has. I mean, oh, I meant sequels. Okay, right. Yeah. Anti Doomcock, lol, please say it again. Oh, there you go. No, I'm not anti Doomcock. Oh, wait. That's what Mark said. No, he's not. He's not. Neither of us are. I pretend.
Yeah, who said anything about Anthony?
Yeah.
He's a
He's a
YouTuber.
YouTuber,
He's
man.
a he's a he's a YouTuber having some fun, and he has some interesting things to say.
I pretend.
What's anti about that?
Yeah, I pretend the sequels do not exist. Yeah, I actually do now, too. Harrison Plot. Thank you. What's up, guys? Just noticed today watching Rogue One. Did you ever catch the Harrison Dula reference in that movie? Blew my mind. Yeah. The ship? When they were entering Scarif? The ghost. May the force be with you. May the force be with you too, man. Thank you, Aiden. Wesley. He never says it's a fact. That's not what I'm talking about. You just jump to that conclusion. He says there is a rumor about the retcon, so my point was a question. What do you think the future of the sequel is? Oh, I'm sorry if I jumped to a conclusion there. Uh, what do I think the future of the sequels is? I don't really think there is all that much of a future. I don't know. I think it's kind of done,
Yeah, it's.
right? And they're gonna move on. I think
I think
I
it's done.
think their point was to end the Skywalker saga so that they can make their own stuff, and they were very successful in ending it. If you know what I mean. Doom.
They ended
Yeah,
it. They
they
ended
killed
it.
it.
Yeah, they finished it
Yeah,
off. They definitely
they
finished it
definitely
off.
finished it off. Doomcock is infamous for peddling rumors and provoking outrage. He's definitely not your lord and savior. Yeah, look, man. Enough talk about Doomcock. I got nothing to say about him. He's entertaining. He's killing the game in his own world, and more power to him. So that's the end of that. Think Henry Cavill would make a badass Darth Bane?
Um, I've never heard that one before. You know what? I actually do think he'd be good as Darth Bane. Like if they would cast him as Darth Bane, I'd be open to it. Not a bad, good call out. Whoever made that call out, good call out.
Maybe.
It's interesting.
Maybe. What's one thing you want to see going forwards, Mark? I put this on my Twitter the other day.
Um, that's a good question, man. Because there's like at this
Movie,
point
game,
I have
show, whatever.
because at this point I kind of have Stockholm syndrome, and like anything that's even remotely good feels like a glorious gift. You
Yeah.
know, like a delicious drink of thirst
It's
quenching
like when you're
water.
in the desert and you get a little bit of like dirty water and you're just
Yeah,
like, oh my god, thank you so
yeah,
much.
yeah. So that being said, if I were to remove that from my brain and just what do I want to see?
Let's say
I want to see
you.
I want to see a friggin' sequel to Return of the Jedi. That's what I want to see, dude. I want to see a sequel to Return of the Jedi. If you're asking me what I want.
Yeah, me too. That's what I thought we were gonna get, but so you were saying the Obi-Wan show was gonna be kind of like the Force Awakens in the sense that Obi-Wan shows up at the very end for like 2 seconds.
That was a very substantial. It's a rumor, and it's not an official thing, but that was heavily substantiated by several people that I know inside the Star Wars
Mm.
community that said that that was the direction of the show, and that eventually they realized that that was a bad direction for the show, so they literally scrapped the four scripts. It was four scripts, as far as I know.
Yeah.
They scrapped the four scripts and are starting over again.
Right.
That's what I
Do you
heard.
know who's behind it? Is John Favreau behind it?
Behind the
No,
scrapping,
behind. Yeah, I'm behind the whole behind the show.
behind the scrapping, no, behind the show. I forget who the showrunner was, but it's not John Favreau.
Oh.
It's actually a lady that worked on Obi-Wan was
Or
part of the
on
show.
Mando, Deborah Chow is the director.
I'm sorry, yeah, yeah, yeah. Deborah Chow, who worked on Obi-Wan, who worked on Mando, was also working on Obi-Wan.
Right.
I know that she was heavily involved. I think the script had been around for a while. I'm not sure who did the script, but the rumor is that the person that put the kibosh on it was Feige.
Oh.
Rumor for you guys, and look, maybe we're not, screaming with a mask on our face, but the rumor that I've heard is that Kathleen Kennedy is not really doing anything in LucasArts anymore. That's the rumor I've heard. That they're just waiting for the right time to make the
That'd be
announcement.
nice,
But
dude.
that
I mean, she's done a lot for filmmaking, but I don't think she's done a lot of good for Star Wars.
she's an incredible filmmaker. I've always said you can't tell the story of Hollywood without her. But yeah, the Star Wars experiment I think has been a bit of a failure, and but again, it's only a rumor
Yeah. Yeah.
um, that she is no longer involved in Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, going to a dating coach, be like, good. A powerful simp you will become. Keanu as Revan? I hope so. Right? Throw out the trash. Yeah, they're gonna give Rey Skywalker DNA or some crap. You see cartoonist critique on Rise of the Skywalker. It's funny. No, I haven't seen that. I'll check it out after this. Would you want an R-rated Star Wars movie? Um, I just want a good Star Wars movie. That's all. Make it G, make it R, make it whatever, 14A. I don't care. But I do think with
What's 14A?
you don't have that in the states.
No.
Yeah,
What is that?
we got G, PG, PG-13, 14A is 14 and up,
Okay.
18A which is 18 and up, and then R which is restricted.
Cool.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid to have 14 and A when there's PG-13. It's like 1 year later. It's like what the hell? Yeah. I just
Right.
remember when I was a kid, I'd be
Right.
like, yeah, I can see 14A movies. And it would have like the caution symbol with like the 14A on it. I was like, yeah, badass. Um, Remember when the prequels were hated and Lucas ruined my childhood? Stupidity was common. Yeah, that's what us sequel fans are feeling right now. Sad. Um, I disagree because the sequels are very inconsistent with Star Wars. They're inconsistent with themselves, and they're inconsistent with the first six movies, which were the heart of Star Wars. And I feel like the people that went on to make them didn't really stay true to that story from the maker himself, which was George Lucas. So the only reason people from the originals felt that the prequels ruined their childhood, I think, is because of Jar Jar. But 20 years later,
Because of
yeah,
Obi-Wan. I'm sorry. I'm
but
sorry.
because
Keep
of
going. You go ahead.
but 20 years later, I mean, everyone loves the prequels, you know. At least most people do. And like this whole kind of religion around prequel memes and all that, it's funny, but at the same time, it's like I feel like the people who just kind of make prequel memes are kids who kind of grew up with the sequels. And it's great that they can love the prequels, but at the end of the day, it's people that grew up with the prequels that were around before prequel memes existed and loved the prequels before memes of any sorts were around. And they loved it for the story and the story that it told and the fact that it was so true to Star Wars. And I think that correlates with today with how the sequels. Actually, I don't think it correlates to today with how the sequels are viewed because the sequels just are disjointed in and of themselves and in and of nine films. Mark, what do you think?
What was the question again?
He basically says the reason back in the day when people hated the prequels and they said George Lucas ruined my childhood because of the prequels. That's how a lot of sequel fans feel today because people are saying, "Oh, the sequels ruined my childhood."
Well, look, I think he's got a point. There's definitely a point there, right? Like you always look to history to sort of answer
Mm-hmm.
questions about the future or about
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I think that one big point that he's not acknowledging there that I think is very important is that the prequels were disliked by a very specific demographic. They were disliked by people that had grown up with the original trilogy, and then the prequels didn't sort of fit their expectations, whilst an entire new audience of Star Wars fans didn't have those same nostalgic, chains of the original trilogy, and were able to look at the prequels as their Star Wars, and they absolutely loved the prequels. My nephews, for example.
Yeah.
Now, you can say the same thing is true about the current generation, that, oh, okay, there is a new generation of fans that absolutely don't have the shackles of the original trilogy or the prequels, but absolutely love the sequels. However, here's where the great uh, like issue is with the sequels, is that the sequels weren't made for kids in the same way that the prequels and the original trilogy were made for quote unquote kids. The sequels were made for the people that loved the original trilogy, and to give them a kind of a redemption against the prequels. At least The Force Awakens, you could definitely pin that on. And I think that that's a very different formula than you had for the original trilogy and the prequel. So what you end up with is a subsect of the audience that's really into the sequels because they feel like it redeems the prequels, but it doesn't really do anything other than say I'm sorry. Isn't this more like the Star Wars you love? If it is, give me feedback and we'll keep doing it more like this. And then they got a lot of backlash from the people that saw Star Wars differently, and then they didn't know what to do. And that's what happens when you placate to an audience instead of staying true to a creative vision. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And like, so anyway, that's my thought on that. I've talked about
It
this
was
a
very
lot,
well
and
said.
I
Yeah.
don't want to bash. I don't want to bash the sequels because
No, we
I
never bash the
respect.
sequels. We just give our takes on it. And if people want to say that we bash it, well, then that's their opinion. I mean, we can talk about whatever we want to talk about in our own opinions. That doesn't mean we're bashing it.
Yeah, because look, I respect people that love the sequels, and more power to them. Like
Sure.
it's a movie, man. It's like, of course you can love it,
Yeah.
but don't go and bash my movie because I don't, like give me the same respect. Like I know friends of mine that will bash me for loving the
Oh
prequels
yeah.
and have no real argument, or like critical cinematic arguments against them. They're just like, oh, the prequels suck and the acting is terrible. Like that's the extent of their
Yeah.
insight. It's like, no, if you hate them and I like them, at least let's have the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when I was 13, there was a kid that was like, "Oh, you don't know film. You don't know acting because I said I liked Attack of the Clones." And I was like, "Shut up, dude. Like it was a good movie. Like what the hell is wrong with you?" And it's like there were even people back then that when it came out, it was like little kids that were just like me, little teenagers that were just like, "Yeah, you don't know acting. It was bad." What I like about the prequels is that it created this subgenre of the prequel memes. And something I really enjoy about that is that you see people who grew up with the sequels, and this is what I was trying to say before, is that you see people who grew up with the sequels, and they chose the prequels as their love. Like, you can see that it's timeless in that sense. So I'm wondering if now, 20 years from now, if people who grew up with the next whatever trilogy of Star Wars, when I'm old as hell, uh, if
Yeah.
they're gonna still be, if they're gonna be like sequel memers, if that's gonna be even a thing. Anyways,
Um, Look, I think it's very possible, dude. I think it's very possible. I also think that the sequels are trying so hard to please so many different people at the same time that it's no longer a form of art. It's a form of product services. It's like it's like a restaurant that is just trying to like make a menu item for everybody that comes in so that it caters to all instead of being, oh, we're an Italian restaurant, we're a Chinese restaurant, we're a sushi
yeah,
place. We stand by our menu. Instead of standing by their menu, they're all
they're
over the
buffet.
place. Yeah, they're like a buffet, and like people love gorging at the buffet, but they always kind of regret it. So I don't know if
Yeah,
that makes
what
any
what what is
sense.
that saying? It's like master of all. No, what is it? Master of none. Something.
Jack of
Jack
all
of all
trades, but
trades, but master of none, or whatever.
yeah,
Something like
yeah,
that.
whatever.
Whatever. You know what I mean.
But anyway, look, God bless them, and I, for one, am pretty excited for Mandalorian season two. I
Yeah.
thought they did a great job with that.
Yeah.
So
That's gonna be amazing. I think with
there is
Dave
hope.
behind
There is
everything,
hope.
he's gonna do well. Um, Cad Bane movie, sure. Yeah, be cool. Remember when the prequels were okay? Right, I read that one. What from Rise of Skywalker would you put into the DOTF script, Duel of the Fate script?
What from Rise of Skywalker? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Feel free to jump in here. Um,
Um, Let me see. What did I like from Rise of Skywalker? Oh man, what did I like from Rise of Skywalker?
See, here's the thing,
I
guys.
must have.
With sorry to cut you off, Mark, but just quickly,
Go ahead.
when I saw the Rise of Skywalker, I made my video review and I was so floored by it and I was so happy with it because I was like what you said, Mark, and I didn't realize this at the time. I was so famished. I was so thirsty for anything that was remotely Star Warsy and like okay. I was traveling through the desert after the Last Jedi and I was just like all burnt and like my clothes were ripped and my skin was all like mess. I was like Anakin and I was like
Right.
2 inches from dehydration and dying. That I get to some muddy water and I'm like, yes, this is great. And it's like now I look at it and I'm like, I don't feel the same way anymore. Like sure, it
Right.
was great compared to the Last Jedi, but what kind of a comparison is that?
Yeah, it's like, look, they took our friend. Oh God, see, like we're falling into the same
That's
old
okay,
trap.
man. You know what? That's just people who want to brand us as like bashing the sequels, but I'm not gonna have my mouth shut just because people want to like label us. I can talk about whatever I want to talk about, and so can you, just like they can. So this is our show. We can talk about what we want, and if they don't want to listen, they can leave. Very simple.
Yeah, And it's like, look, Star Wars was a very it went from being one of the most pure visions ever in the world of entertainment to one of the most watered down, like sort of washed out visions in the entertainment world. Like it's gone through that
Yeah.
extreme, and that's a bit of a shame. But there are so many people that I think absolutely love the
Sure.
movies that there is hope that it'll come back to the way that we all kind of want it to be. And I think the Mandalorian and the Clone Wars are great examples of that. Like that's really cool. And look, I've said it on the show. I know you and I have mixed opinions on this. I'm very, very excited about the Rogue Squadrons game because I want to play it in VR. You know?
Okay.
Oh, my camera died.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back.
No, I saw Mark's camera's gone. GG's. GG's, boys. Is it because I have Star Wars Galaxies in the background? I like. It's funny because as I'm hearing you guys talk, I hear the sound of laser fire and like explosions in the background.
Okay, so that's as best as I can do right now. There we go.
Oh, again with
With the
the.
yeah, with the
But why? What's going on?
I don't know. It's only
Here,
yours. It only does this with yours for some reason.
push it up higher. Push it up
It
higher,
is,
dude.
yeah.
Well, take my Skype name off of there. There we go.
Jesus, dude. Okay. All right, we're good.
All right, cool.
Um, yeah, and that's something I always get annoyed with is like when people are like, "Oh, you bash the sequels." It's like I've never said anything rude or derogatory, or I've never sworn, or I've never just been distasteful when talking about anything regarding Star Wars. So it's like, don't clump me in that category. I'm not. I don't do that stuff. But I try to eloquently talk about it as much as I can, which I mean, I feel like I get across to the people who actually listen, and I feel like you do too. Neither of us have ever been like, "Oh, f the sequels," like it's no,
Never,
no,
dude. I would never
no.
do that. I mean, there's no,
There's no
you
reason to.
know, I yeah, I can have my opinion about
Yeah,
it. Um, and that's my opinion. I can have an opinion that's not positive and still
right,
love them.
exactly. So, anyways, um, next super chat here. My safe word is cranberry juice. Thank you, Brian. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for all you do, Theory. You're like my Star Wars best friend who I can turn to when things are hard. Keep up all the good work. Thanks, man. What are you laughing at?
No, it's just cool, man. It's
With the
cool to have
cranberry
that,
juice?
No, 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 no. It's cool to have a Star Wars best friend.
Yeah. I'll say this much with how horrendous Kathleen Kennedy or Disney made the Star Wars sequels. I hope they are. I
Okay, that's coming in
coming in
hot.
hot. I'll say this with how shitty the sequels. Um. Oh, where was it? I lost it now. Okay, right. Um. Oh, Dan from the UK. Oh, thanks, man. Okay, so the Price is Right review says, I'll say this with how horrendous Kathleen Kennedy or Disney has made the Star Wars sequels. I hope they never touch my Lord Revan. They can piss off. Yeah, well, yeah, unless the right person touches it, like Dave Filoni. Hey, Theory, love the channel, bro. I was just wondering. I recently watched your What If Darth Maul trained Anakin and was wondering, are you gonna do like a spin-off on it where he goes down the Jedi path with Mace? So I did something like that. It's called What If Darth Maul Was a Jedi. Go check it out. It's like 4 years old. Hey, Theory, do you read the Star Wars fanfics? Do you read Star Wars fanfics? No. Dude is rewriting sequels and putting the fanfic on audio himself. Name is Jay Say. No, I have not. I don't read Star Wars fanfics. You think we will see how Wolf and Gregor survive in the Bad Batch? That'd be interesting. How would you feel about a darker, gritty, R-rated Jedi standalone film set in the underworld? Yes. Or Nar Shaddaa? Yes, I think that would be sweet. Could you do a cartoonish reaction video for me? If you want more money, ask, why should I? Can you do a cartoonish reaction video? What do you mean? Okay. Keep losing my spot here. Y'all should contact the YouTuber Eckhart's Ladder about how the Marvel series Star Wars comics are stealing fan artwork. He has several videos about it. That's great for him. I don't know anything about that, and I don't really want to work with him for my own reasons. So, the difference: the prequels were one complete and consistent story, and from the creator. The sequels weren't planned out and weren't true to the universe. I agree with that. Yeah, they were disjointed. What was that picture that popped up on the internet? It was like a beautiful picture of a horse. It was like prequels, originals, and then the last one was like a tiger with like a snake head or something. And it was like the sequels. It's like it didn't make sense. Oh, and an interesting fact: Luke in Exile, most wanting to train Jedi was part of George Lucas's concept for 7 to 9. Glad you aren't toxic like some. Right. Yeah, they were, but I don't think his plan was for Luke to die and not really have like a part in it at all. No, in Rogue One, before they're about to invade Scarif, they say over the intercom, General Syndulla, please report to brief. Oh, I didn't remember that. That's cool. Maybe I'll rewatch it tonight. Disney killed Star Wars. They destroyed the fan base. Hardcore fans who would buy the merchandise and the new generation. F Disney for giving us Jake Skywalker. They went after the past too. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan of what they've done so far, but I do like the Mando.
What What did they say over the loudspeaker? Oh, like
In
over the
Rogue One,
intercom? Yeah,
General Syndulla, please report to briefing, which
gotcha.
is pretty cool. Theory, you said at some point you'd like to see more of the Old Republic. What would you want to see? What would be the most interesting to you and why? Basically, just that whole era with all the Jedi, but then also all the Sith. And I really want to see. I like the idea of the Sith infighting. It just shows how badass and vicious they are. I just feel like it would be like the prequels times 10 because there wouldn't just be two Sith or them hiding the whole time. They'd be in plain sight and the Jedi would know about them and they would go and fight them all the time. I think that would be sweet. What would you want to see, Mark, for an old Republic?
Um, I'd like to see in the old Republic more. I mean, yeah, I'm like everybody else. I'd love to see the Darth Revan story, but I do feel like the Darth Revan story has kind of been told, and the best part about the Darth Revan story is the twist,
Right.
right? Like that incredible twist that I won't even say, just in case there's one listener that doesn't know what the twist is. I'm not even going to spoil it for that one listener. That's how good it is. Maybe the best twist in video game history, and when it comes to storytelling. So what I would like to see is kind of the world of guys like Darth Malgus, um, and guys that are like really building a Sith army against the Jedi Republic. Um, I mean, we're talking hundreds and hundreds of Sith against hundreds and hundreds of
Yeah.
Jedi. These massive, large scale wars between Jedi and Sith, I think would be like Game of Thrones on
Yeah.
steroids. It would be absolutely incredible if they embraced, the Sith home world of Korriban, talked more about that the Sith isn't just a philosophy or a sect. It's also a
Yeah.
race.
The Sithari.
The Sith race. Um, and going deep into that, I think would be fascinating. So I'd love to see a old Republic inspired television show. I mean, I think that would be
That'd be
absolutely
cool.
awesome.
Yeah. I don't know. Man, I don't know why. Like they're sitting on a cash cow and they want to make money, obviously. So I don't know why they're not just doing all these cool things. It just blows my mind. Like, what are you doing?
I mean, look, they're trying to change the DNA of it, right? They're trying to change the DNA of what Star Wars is to become what they thought would be more acceptable and more appropriate to whatever perception they have of society. And it's just not that's not how art
No.
works. Art doesn't work like art isn't the tail wagged by the dog. It's like that's not how art works. Art has to lead and inspire and have its own vision and pave its own new ground. It can't You can't make art by trying to make something that is engineered to please a bunch of different points of views, because then you're just making, you know, like whatever. I mean, you're not making art. You're making a product. You're making a
Yeah.
service. So I think Star Wars needs to embrace that and have a little courage
Yeah.
in knowing that it's okay to have a point of
I have a
view.
bit of a
It's not
conspiracy theory that their plan is to eradicate the entire George Lucas style of Star Wars so that in 10 to 20 years no one will really remember and all that will be present is the Star Wars they've created, which isn't actually Star Wars, but no one will really know the difference because new kids will be born and a new generation.
I I hope you're
I
wrong.
hope I'm wrong too.
I hope that theory is incorrect.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like I mean how they
Yeah.
like push R2 out of there and C3PO out of there and it's like all about BB-8. It's all about the new characters. Like it's not about Luke. It's not like what the hell's going on here? Like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Like, am I the only one that's like, what the hell is happening? And I just gotta like shut my mouth. Like no. Like, I feel like you guys are like trying to pull a wool over our eyes and just like destroy the legacy that was George Lucas and what he created, so you can create your own stories and have your own IP of Star Wars. And it's like, why would you take 40 years of a beautiful story and planets and so many illustrious designs and concept arts, and you take that, you discard it, and you make your own planet that no one knows what the hell it is, and they've never heard of it before, so that you can create your own story and make your own books on Black Spire and all that. It's like, what? Why can't you have that plus have the old planets? Like, I just don't get it. I don't understand the process. No disrespect to the people who put the work in. Star Wars Land is very fun. It's very immersive. All that. But it just doesn't. It's not what I grew up with. There's 40 years of stuff
Right.
there. Why? Why have you done this? Why wouldn't like? There's this artist. I forgot his name. I've talked to him. I think his name's Kevin or something. He made this beautiful map. It's called Lucas World or George Lucas World or something. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
gosh, it's
Yeah, I've seen it.
amazing, dude.
Awesome.
It's amazing. It's like one artist can think of all that and make that, but it's like the most powerful company in the world. Like, what? I don't get it, dude. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Anyways, just want to say what's up. So who's the master and who's the apprentice? Two, there are no more, no less. Darth Bane, Mark of Ragnos, Frieden Nad. That's kind of like Plagueis Maul and Palpatine. 90s kid here. Dad showed me OG first, then prequels. Hey, just like me. Love them both. Don't understand the hate. And, not to get political, but I think the sequels were just SJW fanfic with a try to fix it ending. I think, I don't know about that. I think it was just an ending that was made by a company trying to, make money, obviously, just like any company does. I mean, that's the point of having a company, I suppose. Partially the point is to be self sufficient. But I just feel like the decisions that were made at the end of the day weren't by people who really understood the story, or they were by people who wanted to rewrite the story in their own understanding, like Ryan Johnson, who said a great movie is one that leaves the audience decisive or divided, with one loving it and one hating it. It's like, what the hell kind of a thinking is that? It's just so weird.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe what Ryan Johnson means to say is that a good movie is the movie that leaves the audience asking questions, which I can get down with. Um, I don't know about if you want if any filmmaker really genuinely wants somebody to hate it. I think that that's a cop out. I don't think that that's a real thing.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Why would? Yeah, I don't know why he said that, but anyways, what do you guys think the rumors are of the solo series continuing on Disney Plus? If you guys haven't talked about that yet. Oh yeah, I mentioned that I think last night or 2 nights ago that there's a rumor regarding Solo being a show on Disney Plus. I'm all down for it. I think it would be cool. I think it would be cool to see Maul. Primarily, that's just what I want to see. I want to see the story of Darth Maul and Dathomir. That's all I really care about. I think Han Solo's a cool guy,
I
but
buy it.
uh,
I buy it. I think it's real.
yeah,
I think it's real. I think that the Solo, they have all these people under contract.
right.
They have, the kid Aaronhart or whatever his name is under contract. I can see them making a Solo series, and I believe actually they will. I actually do believe that
Ehrenreich,
one.
Alden
It's a
Ehrenreich.
rumor.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. It'd
Alden
be cool.
Ehrenreich. Yeah, I believe that they will do a series.
It'd be nice. Be down with it.
I'm down
I
with
feel like
it.
Disney's trying to replace Vader with Kylo. Even in Hollywood studios, isn't more possible to take. What? Even in Hollywood studios, it isn't possible anymore to take pictures with Vader.
What in Florida? I doubt that.
Really? I don't know about that, man. Vader's their numero uno. I mean, they don't really act like it, but which is weird because I feel like uh, ILM VFX knows what Vader is. I feel like Lucasfilm knows what Vader is. But yeah, I mean, whoever's pulling the trigger on these executive decisions to like what things they should make and shouldn't make is like, do you know Star Wars? It's like, do you understand like what to make? I don't. It really blows my mind. I wish more people, or like patience, young one. Maybe that's my problem. But it's like, hey, I haven't really seen all that much. I wish more people would accept others' opinion and just continue to do their own thing. I love your channel for your great content, regardless that I disagree with you on certain things. Personally, I love all the trilogies. Yo, Elijah, thank you so much. I appreciate that, and appreciate that you love the sequel trilogies and all the trilogies. I wish I could too. Um, but at the same time, just as I appreciate you and respect your opinions, I'm glad that you respect mine, and that's it. We can come to a disagreement, agreement to disagree on how we feel about things, and it doesn't make us mortal enemies. And that's definitely something I think is important to uphold, especially on the channel. I feel like the whole where there's so much decide. I can't figure out the word. Decisiveness,
What do you mean?
divisiveness. Yeah, okay,
Divisiveness.
divisiveness in the world is just like you don't. If I don't like something, you don't, and you like it, doesn't mean we have to be enemies. I feel like this whole saga derailed once Luke never got his power converters from Tashi Station. If only he could have gotten them.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
that's a
That's
good one.
good.
Thanks, man. You're not bashing.
But
It's
look,
not discriminate.
here's
The movie was bad.
here's my thing. I just I feel like we're in this negative feedback loop, and we're just stuck in the same sort of repeat cycle because there is a lack of new content. I know that the new Vader comic dropped, but it's just like they've lost a little bit of credibility with me, even with that stuff.
Hmm.
And it's like some of the claims in some of these comics are so broad that I'm supposed to believe that this is canon. Like, but it's like you're telling me a story when I know that you've never been. You know what it is?
It's like what. So
It's
it's
like
like
the
what
first day of
James Arnold
school.
Taylor said about the kids getting daddy's keys to the car.
Right, right. It's like it's like you're telling me a story about the Eiffel Tower, but you've never been there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've seen
Yeah.
it in pictures and you've seen it on
Yeah.
Instagram, and like you think you know what it looks like, but you've never
Yeah.
been
Like you don't know
there.
what the hell you're talking
So it's
about.
like how
Yeah.
so it's like how am I supposed to believe anything you're saying?
Right.
And unfortunately, that's a little bit of where I am with Star Wars
Yeah.
lately. Especially because of the corona, and there hasn't been a ton of new stuff. I don't believe any novels have dropped recently. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think there's any been any
There's
big
one
novels. But
cool
then
novel
again,
that's coming by Insight Editions.
Ron or something.
No, it's not really a novel. It's kind of like a graphic book. It's cool. It's going to be about all the lightsabers, and it's going to give you a bit of a backstory on every single lightsaber in Star Wars, which is going to be pretty sweet.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
comes out in September, I think.
It's just like maybe some of the listeners out there can give us good stuff to talk about, because I feel like even if you go to Star Wars Newsnet, okay, and you start looking at their top Star Wars stories, it's like the first topic is Ray Park related. We're not going to talk about that until we have all the facts. We're not going to sit here and condemn a man without knowing all of the facts. Okay? Because once all the facts are out, then you can make an informed opinion about the situation. So we can't really touch on that too much because it's all hearsay right
Yeah.
now. The second story is God knows what it is. I mean, you can even look it up. It's something about Star Wars delayed till 2022. It's like, okay.
Yeah. I will say one thing on the Ray Park situation, okay? And this is all I'm going to say on it until we
Okay.
have info. It's that look, if it was by mistake, then I hope, or hacked, I hope the hackers are brought to justice. And if it's something else, then I hope that that is resolved, and I hope that whoever posted that gets the help that they need. That's all I'm going to say for now. Because once we have more official information, I definitely have a lot to say.
Yeah. I mean, I will say one thing about it.
It's messed
Okay.
up.
It is it is wrong. I believe it is wrong to violate somebody's trust and post things about them that are
Yeah.
private. And if you're doing that, then that's gross, and you need to get some
Yeah.
help. That's
Yeah.
my opinion about
And if you're
about it.
hacked, then well, you need some help too. Because I mean, what's the difference? It's someone's
Right.
posting that. So, unless yeah. Anyways, hey guys, wanted to present an idea for a topic on Rule of Two. If the sequel trilogy was in your hands, what would you do differently from start to finish? That's
Oh
a
man,
very
I would make
loaded
it.
question.
Yeah, I mean, my thing would be about the if you had to if you had to do the sequel trilogy starting 40 years after Return of the Jedi, okay, let's say that that was the one rule that you had to
Mhm.
follow,
Mhm.
right? Is that you had to sort of start it with the age of where Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, and Carrie Fisher
Yeah.
were, okay? Um, I would have basically built it that there was this republic. Okay, it had controversy because nobody truly forgave Luke and Leia for the sin of Darth Vader, and that Kylo Ren was a student of Luke's, did turn to the dark side, and kind of built a terrorist organization that was fighting against the Republic, but as terrorists. So as like small cells. So I would have made the Republic big and powerful, and the First Order small and crafty,
Mhm.
So it's more like an episode of 24 than it is like what we got, which is just the same exact thing as the original
Yeah.
trilogy. So you still have Luke and Leia and Han Solo fighting Snoke and Kylo, but they're fighting them as a terrorist group, as like insurgents doing small scale
Right.
attacks, not blowing up entire
Right.
planets with Star Killer base that makes absolutely no friggin'
Right.
sense, but still have that menacing thing, and then crumbling in the Republic, crumbling from the
If you keep doing that, you're
inside
gonna get
because
hired
they're
one of
like,
these days by Disney.
yeah, because they're like, dude, first of all, your dad was Darth
Yeah.
Vader, and he did all this crap, and now your friggin' son is creating all this trouble for us. What the hell is going on? So you have Leia dealing with that drama of the political side, and Luke and Han having to like kick the crap out of this kid, who also happens to be Han's
Yeah.
son, and Luke's
Right.
nephew. And I think that would have been a very interesting
Right.
trilogy, you know. But instead, you just give us the same exact trilogy as the first one in terms of the
With
power
new kids. Yeah.
dynamics, you know.
No, I
And
get that.
like, and all six movies mean absolutely nothing because there was never a big republic built. Like you never see the benefits of the first six movies in the sequels. But anyway, I feel like I'm ranting again.
No, I like it.
But
That's
that
that's
would
the
have
point
been
of
my
these podcasts. It's to talk. I respect your work, your
right.
vision of city. What?
Ray, oh
Er,
God, Ray Parker's Doomcock. That's actually funny. That's funny. Oh God.
I respect your work, your vision of Sidious, and how
It looks like you're
he treated
crying,
Vader,
dude.
portrays and enables what fans truly see out of him. Sidious in the last film was an effing joke. Disney attacking the past for political reasons ruins it for me. I agree with you 100%. Yeah. Sidious in the end there was, and
Oh
someone
yeah,
posted this on
the
Reddit.
Sidious stuff I would have
You know,
never,
I would
never
never, I
touched.
would never touch
Never.
that. Someone posted this on Reddit. Um, a video I did like over 2 years ago, and I was talking about episode. And I'm like, oh, maybe we'll see Palpatine as a clone or something. Boom, baby. Theorizer, right? The grenade is a new member. Thank you, dude. Mike Hill, I wish October would hurry up and get here. Me too, man. I'm excited for October. It's my favorite time of year. If you look, if you took the White Council from The Lord of the Rings and mashed them with the Star Wars galaxy with the proper power scaling, do you think they'd work with the Jedi Order to be seen as some light side cult? Love everything you guys do. May the Force be with you. Um, I think so. Obviously, I know more about Star Wars than I do Lord of the Rings, but I feel like they would. But the problem is that the Jedi's ideology was just so twisted in the end. They were just conforming and bending the knee to politics so heavily that I think there would be some sort of a problem there with someone. If I started a Star Wars esque or spoof metal band, would you give us a listen? Sure, if you're good. Sure. Hey, mofos, how y'all doing? I'm good, Ambush. What up? What are your thoughts about the Cassian Andor series coming up? And when's a Star Wars: The Old Republic Coop stream coming? With you and Mark. All right, Mark, you take this one.
So look, I'm gonna die on this hill. There will never be a Cassian Andor series. That's my theory. That's my Star Wars theory. I could be absolutely wrong, and the day that I'm wrong, I know people are going to make fun of me, and I'm going to laugh alongside with you, because I just do not believe they would ever really make a Cassian Andor series. Back then, they were announcing series like anything, like I mean, according to them, there's movies by Taika Waititi, and then there was like, Benioff and Weiss, and then like some other lady got like three movies, like the director of like that Russian
Right,
Dolls
yeah,
show. It's like everybody's got a
yeah.
movie and everybody's got a
It's
TV
Oprah.
show.
It's Oprah for Star Wars. You get a movie, and you
Yeah,
get a movie.
yeah. And but let me tell you something right now. The Cassian Andor series will never happen. I mean, Ryan Johnson is supposed to be building a new trilogy.
Yeah.
And when I interviewed Ryan, and Ryan, shout out to Ryan Johnson, in case you're listening, he told me he's still like, yeah, I'll do it. When he said I'll do it, it made me think, you dude, like, okay, you would do it. Of course you would do it. We all would
Yeah, I
do it,
wouldn't.
but you're not actively doing it. There is no, yeah. As far as I believe, there's two things that are in production right now. Okay, as far as I believe, maybe three. All right, there's two things,
What?
maybe three. One, there is definitely a Mandalorian season two that's like pretty much cooked and getting edited and working on like final touches. In my opinion, I
Okay.
believe that. Okay, they are definitely actively working on the Bad Batch,
Okay.
and I do believe that they're working on a Rebels spinoff. But outside of those three things, I don't know if they're
What
working on
about Obi-Wan?
anything, and that includes Obi Wan. And that includes Obi Wan. I think Obi Wan is in complete hiatus until they've finished writing brand new scripts for it.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's my opinion. Take it with less than a grain of
A
salt.
underused character in sequels, Captain Cardinal. I think the biggest reason for the sequel's failure was them having different directors for each film. Keep up the great work, guys. Hey, me too. Yeah, I think if they stuck with one, at least they would have like a consistent story.
But look, the OG trilogy has three different directors, but they
Wow,
all
they all
had
have
Lucas
Lucas
produce.
behind it.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
guys did. They were just given the keys and hey, let's have fun. Yeah. One backs up, crashes into the neighbor's house. The
Yeah,
other
one of
one
them doesn't
hits
even know
over
how
the
to drive
light pole.
stick.
Like, oh god.
Yeah. They didn't. It's like they gave them a Ferrari, like a six-speed Ferrari, like beautiful 1986 Testarossa, and you don't even know how to
And the
drive
kid's
stick. You
10.
don't even know what a clutch
Yeah.
is. Right. You're grinding the
Yeah.
clutch. You don't even understand the concept of a
Yeah.
clutch.
Oh, oh well. Always ways to see the good stuff. I wasn't a fan of the prequels until I found the HAL 9000 edits, and now I love them. Just find what works for you. Well, look, I didn't have any edits. YouTube didn't exist when I saw the prequels, so when I saw them, I loved them from the get go, and you know, those are the in my opinion, I think everyone who loves the prequels is a real prequels fan. But at the end of the day, the ones that loved it after seeing it by itself and not being pushed by memes or edits or this and that are the ones that really enjoy it truly because they didn't need anything else to like it. Just itself, just George's vision. What would you want to see an R-rated horror type of Star Wars Vader? Vader hunting Jedi. I think that'd be really cool. It was Force apparently was gonna. It was Force apparently was gonna become the Vitality, but COVID fast tracked what Disney's. COVID fast tracked what Disney's shit ass writing would have caused anyways. What about an Anakin Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon Obi-Wan TVs? Yes to all of those. It was all about money. If they used stuff from books, they would have to pay royalty to book writers. Perhaps.
I thought they owned everything.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Who would be a good fight for Darth
I don't know.
Nihilus? Oh, a really big planet. What is your favorite type of cheese? I don't know.
It's a good question. You know what? I
The
love
cheese
goat
one?
cheese. I love goat
Goat cheese
cheese.
is good.
Yeah, I like goat cheese, and I
I
also
like cheddar. Cheddar's good.
I like Munster.
Munster. I like brie. Brie.
No, you
What
don't,
do you mean I
dude.
don't?
You've told me you don't like
What are you talking
brie.
about? I eat brie.
You've told me straight up, yo, I don't like brie cheese.
Brie cheese is
You
this.
eat
It's the
brie?
soft one, right?
I think it's soft. Yeah, it's got like the hard
Yeah,
outside.
man. That's great. When the hell did I say that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yo, thank you, Corner. Charlie, there is one good thing that came out of the sequels to me. March of General Huck's voice. I think we can all agree on that.
Uh, Thanks, bro. That's first of all, that's one of the kindest things that a Star Wars fan has ever told me, bro.
That's
I
pretty nice.
appreciate
Thanks,
that.
Charlie.
And yeah, thanks, Charlie. And just for that, I'm gonna do it one last time here, okay? The fast order.
Hey, Theory, love your Once Upon a Theory vids. I dedicated my last vid to you. I know you will love it. Please watch it after the stream. May the Force be with you. Thanks, Tech Bolt. Yeah, dude, I loved making Once Upon a Theory. Season 2 is definitely in the works. If you want to help support, then become a join member for 99 cents. That's all you got to do. And you get exclusive stuff. You get all the emojis. You get everything.
Dude, when are we gonna put Hux in the animated series, dude?
Well, if you've seen the Once Upon a Theory, season 2 is going to be them going back in time into so many different episodes
I
and,
know,
and
but can
moments.
Hux kind of be like Biff a little bit, where Hux is like peeking around the corner and
Yeah, we're
a
gonna
time
we
machine,
can talk about it. We can put Hux in there somewhere.
a time machine. Hux could be like Biff.
I think we got to make Palpatine Biff, something
All
like
right,
that.
fine.
I don't know. New Thrawn book coming soon. Thrawn is my all-time favorite movie. Yes, it is. I'm very excited for
Oh,
it. Peter, thank you.
you know,
What?
in Back to the Future 2, where it's like who's the guy that says Batman don't work on water?
That's number 3.
He's like what? Yeah, he's like one of Biff's guys,
Yeah. Say
right?
it again. Say it again.
He's like something like you, you know how like Michael J. Fox is
Oh
on the
no, that was on
hoverboard and
that
he's
was the
like
second one. Biff. I think
yeah.
Biff's friend. He's like hoverboards don't work on water.
That could be
Yeah.
Biff. That could be
Yeah.
Hux. That
Oh, we're
could be
gonna have so
Hux.
much fun with it.
The hoverboards don't work on water.
That's a good idea, actually. $100
Yeah.
from the Water Boy. Weird. We're just talking about water, and the Water Boy donates $100. Thank you, dude. Big shout out to you. The story is what made Star Wars, not the green screen. They fell out of the Origins 80s kids. They're looking to erase Luke. Luke's story of the poor little farm boy growing up and becoming a grandmaster was beautifully scripted, only to see him sucking a tit and giving up. BS! I 100% agree, dude. It was garbage what they did to his story. That's what I always liked about Luke, is that he's looking out to the horizon, wondering where he's going to go, what he's going to do, and then goes through so many trials and tribulations, gets his hand cut off, his friends are captured, his best friend is frozen in carbonite, the old frog dies. All of this stuff to go on and suck some juice. Jesus. And then croak.
All right. Yeah, that's what he says. McFly, you Bojo. Those boards don't work on
Yeah.
water unless you got power.
It felt, and then he takes out the what was it called, the bulldog or something. What was it called, the pit bull?
Yeah. Yeah.
It
All
felt
right,
to me like
cool.
the sequels didn't do enough to justify its existence. In the end, we are back where we were at the end of Jedi. Yeah, I still don't know what the hell happened with after Return of the Jedi. Like what? Like sure we have the comics, but like what the hell? Do you think the sequels would have been better if Rey was a clone of Anakin? No. One day I want to create my own Star Wars film. Do it. Do it. Hey Theory, do you think Emperor Palpatine could have had the potential to become a canon version of Darth Nihilus, the Lord of Hunger? If so, how do you see this idea unfold, and how would you do it? Well, okay, let's say we see him in Episode 9 where he's all weak, and he obviously needs to absorb energy, so he would have to absorb energy of some sort. We could see him, I don't know, being put into a ship, and then going in front of planets and just, like, holding his arms out and absorbing all the life force from that planet, and you just see it. He's in space, and he's just getting younger and more powerful. I think that'd be kind of cool, actually. Copyrighted Disney. Love you both, guys. I'm just kidding. Love you both, guys. Please, most passionate Star Wars channel out there. Have either of you listened to Christopher Lee's metal albums?
No, but that sounds cool.
That's kind of cool. I think one of the best things to come out of the sequels is what we got to hear. He sent it twice, bro. Brady Green sent that. Charlie sent it first, and then Brady sent it. They really love your Hux voice, man. You're a celebrity. What are your thoughts on a Star Wars villain that could steal someone's force energy for themselves, leaving the victim without force sensitivity? Oh, that's interesting. So it's kind of like X-Men when they take your powers. That'd be interesting. Like the Yuzon Vong. They don't take your force powers, but they're just immune to it. After you had watched episode 7, how excited were you for episode? I was unbelievably excited. And what did you expect episode 8 would be about? I thought 8 would be something really dark and cool and badass, and it would show Luke with lightning coming out of his ears, like I said. So, guys, we're going to wrap up the show. Daniel, thank you for becoming a member. Stoned, thank you. My friend and I had a discussion the other day, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it. Do you think Bo-Katan being on Mando Season 2 will be a flashback of her in present day? It could be, or it could just be her in present... Flashback of her in present day? No, I think... Well, we could get both, but... I think with the Mando and everything, we're going to get Bo-Katan in the flesh. She's just going to be old. You think there's any such thing as a Grey Jedi Force ghost? And whose hilt is your favorite? Much love. Keep up the content. Grey Jedi Force ghost? Yeah, kind of Qui-Gon, sort of, I guess. Whose hilt is my favorite? I like Sidious's and Obi-Wan's. No, Qui-Gon's. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's Vader and then Luke. I'm sorry, Vader and then Anakin's. Anakin's first one, Luke's first one.
Anakin's from Attack of the Clones? Or Revenge of the Sith?
No, no, Anakin's from Sith into
Oh,
Luke's New
okay.
Hope and Vader's. Those two are like I'm like torn between those
I'm
two.
torn. Sean and Cody, thank you for becoming a new member, guys. Make sure to support the animations if you want. 99 cents. It's not a big deal. I love you all. Thank you so much. Mark, I had a fun time. I know, we just kind of totally random episode, but hey, we don't have much info to talk about. We don't have much content other than a few things. So thanks for joining, guys. We'll catch you next week on Rule of Two. Until then, remember, Rise, my friends.
My boy.